All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Touch Grass podcast with Theo Stodgrass. This is episode 3. We have a special co-host today. This is Drunken Emerald Arrow. How you doing, Emerald?
Doing well. I partied too hard last night by crashing out and going to bed, and so woke up with a mean sleep hangover, unfortunately resulting in a bit of a headache, but otherwise I'm here, ready to go.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I hate that for you. But that's what happens when you have that reckless rock star lifestyle.
Well, you want to know what? You want to know what? As a rock star, you want to sleep too hard and wake up feeling like crap. And
right.
I have successfully done that.
Yeah, responsibly pay your bills on time, get no sleep, have a crank in your neck.
Metal. That's metal, man.
I'm doing a hard thing. Well, I tell you what, man, I'm changing up the format of the show this week. I'm going to try to do more of like a laid back kind of chat show, but we're still going to do some clips of some fun stuff I found on the internet that I want to look at. So I'm going to pull up this first clip here. And we're going and go ahead and play that. This is one of my favorite things I saw on the internet this week.
And you're listening to a man and he pauses, count to 30, and he'll likely keep going. If you interrupt him, you'll never hear what he truly has to say.
She discovered shutting the fuck up. Imagine discovering shutting the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. There we go. My favorite thing about that clip is so many women had just never thought of that before. I promise you, so many women watched that clip and they were like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. It's so insightful. They never had the idea to just let their man finish what he was saying. It never occurred to
it doesn't seem to ever clue in. And then when they do, it seems like a light has suddenly dawned on, and I've uncracked the code. I understand now how to listen to men. I just need to shut the fuck up for a minute or so.
It's crazy. What's so crazy about it to me is like, I don't know if I don't think women have any idea how men think, and they find it to be such a mystery. I think a lot of women just like talk to yap, and they don't like, I think they just gotta like get it out. And like, but like a lot of times when a man, especially look, in my experience, especially when I'm speaking to my girlfriend, nothing I say, I don't have a girlfriend right now, I'm single. So, but I'm saying when I do, it's always thought out, because we have to be so careful about the things we say. You have to run it through that girlfriend filter, because there's what I would say if you could handle it, and then I'm going to rephrase it, and I'm going to say it in a thoughtful way. You know, I want to get my entire thought out, and a lot of times I'm being really careful about what I say to you. So it's not idle chit chat. I'm not just talking to just fill the void. I would be comfortable sitting in silence. The reason I'm speaking is because, you know, I have something to say. I think that's so funny that I think a lot of women look at a boyfriend as an opportunity to have somebody to talk at, you know, and that it's his job to listen. I don't think it occurs to them that they could be like receptive to information. Do you know how many women I've like said something insightful to and they've been surprised? It's just like, wow, I didn't know you could. I didn't know. Wow, I was not expecting you to have good or interesting ideas. I wasn't expecting that if you just said something that I would like listen and understand you better. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is, because it seems like it's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's the figuring out the keys to men. Now, you want to know what? Men really overall are not that complex. Really fairly simple. We know what makes us laugh. We know what makes us upset, and we enjoy the simple things, like getting to bed at a reasonable time and waking up and complaining about our backs. Well, right. That's the guys our age, but still, I mean, we're not that complex.
No,
we just want to be heard at times. And when we're talking, it's because it's something important we want to say and we have to say. We're not talking just to talk.
No, yeah, I think especially not to, especially if I just want to, bitch about something, I'm not going to do that to a woman because it's like honestly, if you're like whining about life to a woman, there's a really good chance she's going to tell you to suck it up. You're not going to get, that's not a receptive audience. Like if I want to bitch about something, I'm going to, go to one of my male friends. I might walk away with an idea about how to make it better, because maybe he's been through something similar. But if you ever whine to a woman, you ever try to complain to a woman about something that's not going well, she's like, stop that. Just go be tougher. I don't like this. Because she can't regulate her emotions internally. So she needs you to be stable so that she feels okay. You can't be having anxiety. That's not allowed because then that makes her have anxiety. And now you've upset the cardinal rule. You've made her have an emotion she didn't want to have. Your job is to make her have less emotions. That's your job. You're supposed to soak that shit up, right? You can't complain. So I'm not just gonna, I'm gonna come to you if I have something important to say. I don't know. I try to avoid, idle chit chat, idle bullshit. But I think that's so funny that it just doesn't occur to women to listen to men. It's the fact that I've noticed this: women talk to each other, they're just waiting for their turn to make it about them, so they interrupt each other. They just agree with whatever the other woman said. They'll interrupt it midway through and say, that's just like with me. And then they'll talk about something completely different that's about them. And then the next one will jump in. They'll be like, that's just like with me. And they'll just take turns making it about them. They have a hard time. Like accepting that it's just like, I just want to make this about me for 1 second. And then it could be your turn. But they're so comfortable with that conversation format of just interrupting each other. I don't know how that's just not how men communicate. Like when my friends is talking, I try to wait for him to be done, and then I'll be like, okay, and then I'll like ask a question but this whole interjection thing where you just cut each other off, and I think when you do that to a man, he stops talking. And it's just like, oh shit, right. It's about you now. Yeah.
No, well, but it's human proclivity kind of to think that whenever someone's talking about something, it automatically applies to them. I mean, how many times has there been misunderstandings that have occurred under the simple guise of a misunderstanding because they thought they were talking about this person when it wasn't even them at all? Same thing that we. Oh, go ahead.
That's true. That's true. I was just gonna say that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, it is just. It is amazing because a lot of times, most interactions that end up causing conflict is usually due to misunderstanding or checking out another guy's girlfriend. But hey, you want to know what? She's there. She's wearing something nice, and it just happens that people are going to notice. Don't take it out on me for having a great girlfriend that looks hot, that's clearly flaunting it for people to look at. She's putting you in that situation, bro. Not the other way around.
That's right. That's right. Outsource the play. Let's go to this second clip because I'm so happy I found this. This is one of my favorite things I saw on the internet. It will make you sad, but it'll also make you happy about the last election.
Here's a little hack to stop your parents from misgendering this holiday season.
Yep, that's a man.
So say you're at a family event and your parents misgender you in front of everyone.
There we go.
Simply release all of the piss and shit in your body onto the floor. Start pissing on the floor. Start shitting on the floor. And when your family's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just go, my parents never taught me how to piss or shit in the toilet, so I have to piss and shit on the carpet. And all the carpet's covered in piss. And all the couches are covered in shit, and I can't have roommates because they say I'm too stinky to live with because my parents never taught me how to piss or shit in the toilet. Your parents will think it's far more embarrassing to have a child that can't shit or piss in the toilet than one that's transgender. Happy holidays.
Stunning and brave.
Stunning and
Stunning and
Brave,
Brave.
and I think their logic is a little flawed. Because at that point, I just don't think you're going to be invited back. I mean, if I went to someone else's house and did the exact same thing to embarrass my family, no, you're an adult now. So the only person you're really truly embarrassing is yourself.
Well, that's transphobic, Emerald. So I wouldn't. That's the problem right there.
I was being polite and everything and calling them a they so that I
No.
make sure not to misgender.
No, this says transphobia. You have to. This stunning and brave young woman just evacuating her bowels onto the floor of her parents' house is an example. This is gender euphoria that you're experiencing. This is trans joy. That's what we're witnessing here. Okay, so this is what troubles me about this is like we're supposed to believe we're regular people. We're supposed to believe that this is a person who's mentally healthy and that this is better than the alternative. So the alternative of this person just being a man and figuring it out, that this is somehow better, and this is the way of thinking that's going to make them happy. I have such a hard time with that because here's the thing: I know trans people are happy and healthy and wonderful, and we should all love them. But every time I meet one, they're completely unhinged. And they just can't blend with the normal society. And the more they try to do the trans thing, the harder it makes it for them to have friends, and the harder it makes it for them to have a job, for people to get along with them, or for them to integrate into society. And if like something you're it hard for you to like integrate into society, and it makes you miserable, it makes all your mental health conditions worse, maybe you shouldn't do it. You know? Am I crazy? Maybe you shouldn't do it.
Hey, you want Stunning and I'm going to go to. See, you changed my view. Stunning and Brave. Let them be just themselves. I mean, granted, the opinion on it is kind of slowly turning against. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's the thing. It's like, what was crazy about it is if they just acted normal, I don't think anyone would care. Like, I don't give a shit what anybody's doing. Like, if I see a dude wearing a dress, I don't care. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's the fact that they say crazy, wild shit and they're, out there, screaming in the street and like, the cause of problems, talking to children. They're all obsessed with children too. That's the thing. I don't understand what's going on with that. I don't really have a problem with it outside of that. Like if you just wanted to do it at your house, like I wouldn't care. Or even like on a sidewalk or in a bar I wouldn't frequent. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But it's like you see shit like this on the internet and it's like, does that person think that that's like what do they think they're accomplishing with that? Like are you an ambassador for transness? Is that what's going on? Like what am I supposed to think as like a normal, well-adjusted person when I see that? What am I supposed to think? I don't know, man. That's fun. Anyway, that was a fun clip.
Yeah, let me get the other one going here. Hey, you want to know what? Your producer right now is doing the best he can.
The producer's doing great. Yeah, and then the executive producer is chewing on the cords right now. I told him to go outside. He doesn't. He's a micromanager.
Well, isn't he supposed to be going on a date?
Yeah, he was at the door today and he did not want to go outside. He's being such a tease.
Yeah, and
This is one of my favorite clips. This is almost certainly, it says if I were monetized, this video would get me demonetized, but it's one of my favorite clips I saw on the internet this week. This is Melody Mack, which is a very controversial figure right now, but I still like her.
Sick and tired of faggots. Can't post anything on social media because somebody's offended with some crayon flag in their bio. Faggots! They got like this furry, tooty, pornography crap. Faggots! Can't even get an email. Because when you get an email from a business, a corporation, whatever, pronouns and the signature. Faggots! You got homos buying children. What kid wants 2 faggot daddies? Faggots! What happened to the closet? Is the closet just public square now? Faggot!
I don't know about you,
You
everyone.
want to know what? Eventually, hey, you want to know what? Eventually, she will come out of her shell, and she will. I mean, right now she's really reserved. Eventually, she will find her voice, and she will be out there, and she will blossom, and she will definitely come out of her shell.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Eventually we'll hear what she really thinks. It's, God damn, I love that personally. That made me so happy. That made me so happy. That's so good to see. That's so wholesome. I'm so tired of people being buttoned up. I mean, we got retard back. I want the F slur back too. I want it all back. I want to go back to like the rules in 2003.
Right. My issue overall is that it's the words are violence. That's where this is where my problem lies, is words equate to equaling actual violence. And I don't really agree with that. The only violence that there is, or power words have, is the power you personally give the word.
Yeah.
Otherwise, words really don't have the power all these people think that it does.
Yeah. Well, the problem with saying words are violence is if words are violence, then it's okay to respond to words with violence, and that sets it up a terrible precedent because if you can't talk about difficult things, then your only other choice is to fight about difficult things, because the problems don't go away just because you don't talk about them. So if you can't talk about them, you have to fight about them. And sometimes if you're going to talk about difficult things, you're going to risk offending someone by accident. It's very hard. It's very hard to talk about difficult or important things and offend 0 people. Like, somebody's actually just going to get upset. It doesn't matter if you're talking about something contentious or difficult or challenging in any way, somebody's going to get upset about it. But that's okay. It's okay to be upset temporarily, and then you can talk about the thing, and then maybe at the end you're still upset, or maybe at the end you're not, and that's okay. You know, I think we've moved to a place in our society where temporary emotional discomfort is the worst thing ever, and we have to do absolutely everything we can to avoid anyone being even temporarily uncomfortable, which is crazy, because that's sometimes being uncomfortable in the short term is good for you in the long term. Like, for instance, there's a great example of this is fat shaming, because sometimes people need to know that they're fat so that they can do something about it. And it's not all the time. I'm not saying we should be relentlessly mean to fat people, but if you avoid that discussion, you're not doing, if it's somebody you really care about, you're not doing them any favors.
Well, it's not just the matter that you're just not doing them any favors. It's the fact that we've gone from a society that at least shames people for bad behaviors to, we can't do that because it's automatically bullying. No. Shaming is what corrects people's behavior. It's the societal pressure to go, hey, you want to know what? Maybe you shouldn't be doing that because it isn't popular. Or, hey, you want to know what? Maybe you cut back, instead of the 5 McDonald's double cheeseburgers for your lunch, maybe scale it back to 2. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it does need to come back. I think we need to stop trying to protect people from shame.
It's actually really important. Here's the thing. You only have so many ways to stop people from engaging in undesirable behavior. And some behavior is undesirable and antisocial, and you want less of it in your society. Right? Okay. So if you're trying to set up society, you want to stop people from doing stuff, you have a couple of different options. One of them is you can make things illegal, which people don't like that because that restricts their freedom. And then, if you're laws are enforced by violence. You got to send somebody, if you really want to stop somebody from doing something that's legal, you got to send men with guns to their house and put them in jail, stop them from doing it. right? You got force them, right? Well, shame doesn't work like that. Shame is compliance with it is voluntary. So if you do something that's undesirable and then everybody shames you for it, then you feel icky, but you don't go to jail. So if you want to put up with that icky feeling, then you can keep doing whatever weird deviant shit you want to do. But most people don't want to do that. Most people will fold under the pressure. And it's a non-violent solution. It's just social pressure. And it's unpleasant, but it's way, way, way better than making something illegal. Is way better than the alternative. And you need to change people's behavior somehow. We can't have a society where everything is equally okay. That doesn't work, because then you got some people, some people want to engage in behavior that like nobody's okay with. And so you have to have some kind of mechanism for stopping that. And I think what part of the problem with this, like everything's okay and don't shame anybody, that's where the people who want to, dress up like furries and kidnap children are like, hey, we're equally valid. This is come hang out with us. That's not, I don't know, man. That's not good. And you need to be able to shame people. We need to be able to take it. I think we should shame people a lot more.
Yeah, no, it's the shame. I mean, we're not talking about the shame of putting people back in the stocks that are sitting in the middle of town because they didn't properly do some kind of activity in the sense of religion. But enough to kind of just bring back you want to know what overall we as society do not think this is correct. So you want to know what, we are going to make fun of you if you're still wearing a mask in 2024 going on 25. We're still going to make fun of you if your behavior is outside the norm. But we become too soft and we're protecting. It's the same thing when it comes to frivolous lawsuits, and you see all of the stuff that is on that's on the warning signs that are all over equipment nowadays, like lawnmowers. Don't stick your hand underneath the lawnmower. Well, no kidding. Can we stop protecting the dumb?
Yeah, that's right. That's such a.
I know they do it to protect the company from further lawsuits, but I mean, it's kind of we'll use this still continue since this is touching grass. We will continue with the lawnmower analogy here. When the lawnmower is engaged and running, the way grass is cut is there is a spinning blade underneath. Pro tip is to not stick your hand and fingers underneath when it's operating. But the fact of the matter that there's that warning sign means it happened to someone and they're protecting their own skin from getting sued. So you stuck your hand underneath when it was operating and it got cut? Well, yeah. And I go, well, then it looks like the machinery did what its job is supposed to do, that anything that goes underneath is going to get cut. Yeah. It did what it was supposed to do. So sorry that happened to you, but company's not liable. They made a product that did exactly what it's supposed to do.
Well, it's almost rude now to tell someone not to do something self-destructive.
Don't push the red button, and I'm going to push that fucking red button every time.
It's just, and it's rude to just point out reality. I was working a job a couple of years ago, and it was a job that involved putting boxes on a high shelf, and it was me, an adult man, and two tiny little girls. They were adult women, but they were tiny, and they were like, and the one girl was training me and the other girl on how to put boxes on the shelves in the right order. And I was like, do you want me to just do this? Because you guys can't reach the shelf. And they're struggling to pick up the boxes. And I'm just, because it's easy. And I'm like, but it was really hard for them. I was like, you want me to just do this? Because you guys are, and the girl was training us was like, no, everyone has to learn. And I'm like, are you going to learn to be taller? You're going to, wait, you're not able to do this. I could just do it. It's not a big deal, but it was almost rude for me to point that out. It was rude for me to point out that this was like a deficiency. It would just be better if I did it. It would go way faster if I was doing this by myself. Like, you're actually in the way right now. but that's not a nice thing to say. You can't. Some people might feel embarrassed about their deficiencies. It's like, you ever move a couch with a woman? I've noticed this. If you help a woman move, they just have no fucking idea how strong men are, and they think they're gonna help. They're like, this couch is really heavy. I tried to move it earlier. It was impossible. And then I'm moving it by myself. And then she's like, and then she tries to get in there and help, and she just gets in the way. It's like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. But that's not nice to say. It's not nice to say. It's not nice to say that women have tiny little noodle arms and they can't lift anything. It's not nice. Right. We have to get back to a truth-telling society, Emerald, because otherwise we're not gonna.
Yeah, that's the bluntness. A return to bluntness. We sugarcoat too much. That, I think, is the thing. Is there's just too much sugarcoating going on.
Yeah, I get irritated with people that are sugarcoating with me. I get irritated. It's like okay, because like if I feel like I'm being buttered up, I'm like, okay, what are you not telling me? Because I need to know the information. So I have to. Okay, if I'm gonna do better next time, I need to know what didn't go well this time. Like, I need honest feedback. And here's the thing: that's how you get people. That's how you get people who are trans, who are not passing convincingly. That's how you get that. And then everybody's calling them she, and they think everything's great, and they get mad when a fucking GameStop employee misgenders them. And it's like, but sir, you look like a dude. That's why that happened. But no one, yeah, but exactly. But no one says that to them. So they think everything's going, because everyone around them is being pathologically polite all the time. It's just like, pathological politeness is something I talk about a lot. It's this idea where you're so focused on sparing everyone's in the moment emotional sense of safety and feeling good that you don't tell them the truth. And so they don't have they're not getting realistic feedback about how the world sees them. And the problem with that is that that builds you kind of build this like delusional, cloud around you, and you move through the world like not really having any real sense of how people are seeing you or what's going on, because everyone's lying to you all the time. And then you encounter someone who doesn't know that they're supposed to lie to you and coddle you, and they just tell you the truth. Then you have an apoplectic shit fit. And that's downstream of that. This is what I'm saying. It's not helpful to lie to people. It's actually very important to tell people the truth. It matters a lot. And just being direct, even if it's unpleasant in the moment, actually, it can be really beneficial.
But the truth hurts, man. That hurts every part of my being. You telling me the truth. I mean, do you just want to stifle my own personality?
Like, yeah, well, some people's personality sucks. You learn this. Look, I learned this as an autistic child in preschool. I learned that my personality was not enjoyable for others. That's something I learned. And if I wanted to have friends, I was going to have to be a little bit more social and be a little bit more accommodating. And sometimes I had to let other people play with the toy I wanted to play with. I had to wait my turn. And sometimes I had to sit on the red square instead of the blue triangle. Sometimes you gotta learn to cooperate. And you can't be all about you all the time. That's crazy. That's so great. It's like, and here's the thing: if you've got a society full of people that think everything should be about them all the time, then you're going to have problems, because what happens when two of these people interact? And it's like, I want it to be all about me, and I want it to be all about me. It has to be about someone, right? We can't. It's just going to be friction. Or if you're just a sensible person and you're like, no, thank you. I don't want it to be about. I don't want to do whatever you're doing. Then I'm the bad guy. I don't know. Anyway, let's do a fun clip, Emerald. This is just a fun clip. This one's not political at all. This is just a clip I really enjoyed.
See, at least I mean, she had the decency to get up and leave.
That's another one.
But the insanity of having to make sure to videotape it. That's the society we live in. It didn't happen unless it's on TikTok.
We had 2 viewers, Emerald. We rolled that clip. We lost both our viewers. We lost 100% of our viewership after that clip. That's my favorite. My thing is like, why? Here's the thing. I really enjoyed watching that. I wish I'd been there to witness it. I was a huge fan. Why did she think that the internet had to know that that happened?
How many videos have we been seeing lately of women taking it upon themselves to record themselves either getting fired or actually or talking about it after the fact? But usually a lot of those firings in most cases are because they were recording themselves at work.
Yeah. That's
and then are
crazy.
upset that they lost their jobs. And it's like, well, it's kind of obvious the reason why you lost your job. You're not supposed to be doing. You're at work. You're supposed to be working, not making content. I mean, your job's not to. You're not like a social media individual at work, so that's not your job.
Which is, it's crazy. I think a lot of women they want prestige jobs so that they can buy cool stuff and go on vacation and show off on social media. They don't actually give that much of a shit about the work itself. That's why I really think that's, I don't understand this culture of like, there are people who share stuff on social media. It seems like it's mostly women, but it's probably some men too. But they share stuff on social media. You could not beat it out of me. You could not, if you were waterboarding me, I wouldn't admit to some of this stuff. Like I would just like never share that much online. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where the instinct to just like, here's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened. I'm just gonna like, humiliate myself in public for views. I don't get that. I don't know. I do stand-up comedy and I don't get that. Like I've done some embarrassing things. So that's crazy, man.
Oh, embarrassing. Please elaborate.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Okay. This is the most embarrassing. So one time I had a buddy. So I was doing an open mic at this bar a few years ago, and it was a hipster joint, and so there's a lot of like a very, very like a lot of people wearing beanies with beards, very like a lot of feminists and a lot of male feminists, a lot of very like presentable, like uptight people. Not a good place for a stand-up comedy open mic, but that was where the venue was. So let's do it there. My buddy did a joke about how how women, he doesn't take women in the military seriously because you never see any female amputees or women with PTSD. And he was trying to make this bit work. It was not doing well. He was doing it to crickets. Like he killed the energy in the room. Said I had to go up right after him. And I was like, just so you guys know, I support female combat veterans. And that was how I started. And then that got applause. Everyone was like, yes. And I was like, I support female combat so much. I'm actually sexually attracted to amputees. That's how much I support them. And then I pantomimed putting a quadruple amputee on my dick and spinning her around like a top. And it was not, I had them on my side and I just murdered the energy in the rest of the room. And I had to finish but I wasn't gonna let my buddy go out like that. He was having such a hard time. I just wanted him to feel less lonely. I was later banned from that venue actually for the argument I got in after that sex. I went back and sat at the bar and I asked one of the feminists if she liked my comedy, and she did not. And she had several beers, and so I got banned from the venue. But I wasn't really that embarrassed by that. But like that's like where my tolerance for social humiliation is. It's really high. And even me, you wouldn't record me. I would never record myself doing like a loud rippling fart echoing across a bathroom. I mean, I might, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. But it's just like that's just like not the kind of social media presence I want to have. I don't know. Maybe it's different if you're a hot girl, because then it's funny, I guess.
Meh.
No, I don't know. Oh. Speaking of things that make you ask why women are the way they are, let's take a look at this clip. So do you remember the United Healthcare shooter guy that everybody thought was hot?
Well, no, a certain demographic of a certain demographic thought he was hot. You got to put those qualifiers on there because
Right.
you want to know what, there is sane people in the world and some that are not quite as sane.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can help it. I think it's all of them, and I don't think they can help it. Let me show you this. This is okay. So for those of you that can't read, if you can see the caption says he's kind of like a prettier Jesus. And they're just walking him through the street.
So, update: the asteroid has gotten slightly closer to hitting the planet.
Like, here's the thing: just say you're horny. Just say you're horny. Like, don't do that. Don't say he's like prettier Jesus. Just say you're horny. That's fine. It's okay to be horny for an assassin. I was pretty into Casey Anthony for a bit. I like the fact that she was a party girl who murdered her kids. She's got priorities. I get it.
So what you're saying is you can fix her.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she's crazy, which means she probably took a golf ball through a garden hose, bro. She's incredible. She was like just hot enough where I could probably pick her up at the mall, and she was just absolutely fucking Looney Tunes. But I get it, from that perspective. I get where they're coming from, but also
at least you're not. I mean, at least you're not taking the obvious low hanging fruit to go, hey, at least the kid's out of the picture. I mean, that's low hanging fruit, man. That's inappropriate, right. No, and we're not going there.
Right. This is a family show. This is a highbrow show.
This is like cartoon. This is cartoon hour for the kids. So we're not going there.
No, that's not the kind of thing we do around here. We do high quality entertainment. This is okay. This is something that irritates me. I have a story about this, but we're gonna watch this clip. This is another clip that I found on the internet.
Decided I'm no longer using Bumble as a dating service, but rather a handyman service. You see, I live in a house and I am just a girl and I don't know how to fix anything. But I have learned that men overall are fairly useful for some household chores. Ever since I moved into my house 9 months ago, my fan has been going click, 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 click. And I've just been sweating because I had no idea how to fix it. I just accepted defeat and I couldn't sleep with the fan on. But then I met a boy. On Bumble. I met the Bumble boy. He and I hit it off. We had a 3-hour conversation on the phone, decided we were going to go on a date. And I said, okay, whatever it is, it's probably only going to last 2 hours because I have chores to do. And then he said, I can help you with your chores. And I said, well, I do have a ceiling fan that needs some fixing. And so he came over.
Additionally, I got some plumbing to be unplugged.
Said, why would you bring duct tape? It's what? And he goes, I don't know. Sometimes you just need some duct tape. And all it was some wiring that got loose and was in the little thingy that was going click, 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 click. Like when the fan was rotating, it was just clicking the wire the whole time. And then he looks at me and he goes, glad I brought my duct tape. And you might be like, Holly, why would you invite a man from the internet to your home without ever meeting him first? And I would like to argue that is exactly what you do with a handyman. You call a business and you invite them over and you say, hey, can you come to my house, please, and fix my stuff? And you've never met them. You found them on the internet. That's what I did. But I just chose the more economical option because this was free for me. Overall, I've had more success on dating apps with getting men to do things around my house or building things than I have actually finding a relationship. So far, I've had one man change a porch light that I couldn't reach. I had another man put my treadmill together. And then this man completely took apart my ceiling fan to get the rattling to stop and put it back together. All this to say is if a man is about to waste your time, you may as well get a little bit of use out of him. Don't waste money on a maintenance man when you can just find a free man who's single and just wants to please. Decided?
That's called false advertising, bitch.
Yeah, stop.
You are
helping
putting
women.
yourself on a dating app, and those men are looking for a date, not to do free labor for you.
Yeah. Stop. And some of the responsibility goes on the men here. I honestly don't think
True.
women can help it. I don't think women can help it. I actually think this is the best they can do. I don't think they actually possess the capacity to think about the world from a man's perspective. I don't think they can. So I actually think she's doing her best. But what I would say to the men is stop helping women. Just stop helping them. That's it. Don't do husband things for a girl who's not even your girlfriend.
Stop being domesticated unless you're actually in a domesticated relationship.
That's the thing. That's the other thing. This woman needs a husband, and I can tell she needs a husband because she's yapping to a camera like it's a person. And she's doing all this inane yapping, to the camera, basically talking about nothing at all in particular. And she's got all these, she says she lives in a house. I'm assuming she's got, a bunch of stuff fucked up. I bet you her check engine light is on. I bet you her tires are deflated. I bet you her lawn hasn't been mowed yet. I bet she's got a bunch of Starbucks cups littered in the backseat of her rig. Like this woman is in desperate need of a husband, but she doesn't have the capacity to retain one. So she has to revolve on this revolving door of dicks that are coming over to do her favors. By the way, of all those men who prove themselves to be useful and pleasant, none of them, I guess, were up to her standards of being a husband. Now what?
But fine for being maintenance men.
Right. And that's what this happened to. So, okay. So I was living in San Diego when I was a little younger, and I was splitting like an apartment with a guy, and we walked across this, and there were these girls that lived across the street from us, and they kind of like yoo-hooed to us to like come over and talk to them. And so we did, and they just like pretended to be interested in everything they were talking about, invited us inside, and then they were like, "Oh man, we just having such a hard time putting up this shelf." And I was like, "Oh, I see why we were invited in here." By the way, she didn't even have the decency to deny it. The girl just looked at me and was like, "Well," and didn't have the decency to deny it that we had been recruited to do chores. So I sat on the couch and decided to stop helping at that point. But my roommate is a dope, and he was like, "Oh, I'll go get my tools." And he runs across the street and grabs the toolbox. Came in, puts up this shelf for them. They pretended to like, "Oh, I'm going to help, but I can't. You do it." And they pretended to help for a bit. And then he puts up the shelf. That as soon as the shelf was up, they were like, "Okay, well, we got to go. Bye." And just kicked us out. And I was like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it like that, And that's why I don't fucking help. This is why, by the way, this is why you don't fucking help. I hate that we live in a society where, you can't help with, but like, this is what they think of you. This is how they talk about you to their friends and on the internet, when you do help them. No, no, it's not in her voice. No, thank you. No gratitude. What she's like, her takeaway from this is like, "Ooh, okay. I'm shocked to find out that men are useful for something other than sex. This is good for me. I could just use these men as like disposable handymen and not even have to pay for it. Good for me." Like there's no thought process about, and remember, it's men who just want to please. That's what those are the men she uses as disposable. The men who have no interest in pleasing her are the men she has sex with, I assume. So like, this is just, there is no incentive to cooperate, is my point.
Yeah. Oh man. It's just yeah. Well, you want to know what? But that's a society that we've become. It's commodities. it's commodities and services. What can you provide me in this moment? And that's what's going to deem what you worthy to me to give you a little bit of your time. What are you going to give me in return? Not long term, not anything like that. It's what are you going to provide for me? Can you fix my light bulb? Can you hang this picture? Could you hang this shelf? Oh, you've now completed your services of what I need. Thank you. You have a good day. I thought I was at least going to get to see your boobs.
Something. And here's the thing. Even under that model, we're doing an exchange of services for goods. And it's like, was there never a time in history where humans just liked being around each other? Like, wasn't there a time where people liked each other? Don't people like each other? Isn't that something that can exist? Can't we just like each other? Can we just hang out because we like being around each other? Is that something that can still happen? I feel like people are so cynical now because of the dating app era, which is actually a really good lead in to the next one. If we could do that. This is I stumbled across this kind of going online. This is like a dating application by the way, this woman is over 50 years old, right?
Yeah.
So this is important. She said, I am really frustrated with dating apps, from fake accounts to 25-year-olds trying to match with me. The apps are terrible. I pretty much gave up on the apps and tweeted as much when I was approached by two cool dudes who asked if I interested in a dating app that uses Twitter. I said, absolutely. That's what's out there now isn't working. So here's a profile and application. All the questions are my own. And if you'd like to date me, please answer honestly. If you're a woman friend, please retweet this to find a good man for me. Very cool. And so I actually clicked on this and looked at some of her questions. Her standards are high.
Let's see if reject. That didn't share. Let me get this.
There we go.
I will not be filling out.
I have a job I love, though it's frustrating times, that takes up a lot of time, as well as a side job that sometimes eats a lot of free time I have left. I have 2 adult children, and even if I could have more kids, I don't want to. I'm looking for someone who has their own home. I have my own, who makes around what I make, and who understands the time and demands of my job. Looking for a long-term relationship, but I don't know that I need marriage or to live together. I prefer to look up into a man's eyes. So at 5'8", I'm hoping you're around 5'10". This probably sounds super picky. A little bit of self-awareness. That's good.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for my forever person, so I'm trying to choose well this time.
Why does it sound like this? Why do a lot of these profiles always sound like they're looking for their freaking pet from a pound? I'm looking for their forever home.
Yeah, this is terrible. It's like I fucked up during the 30 years ago. I fucked up, and then it wants you to give. You got to give her your phone number to start out, just to get started, get the ball rolling. And it's like, by the way, okay, this is really important because this demonstrates how women think about relationships. There's not one line in there that mentions why it would be good for you to date her. It only talks about, there's nothing in there that caters to male interest at all. You know, like the only thing that even it passes for like good advertising is, I have a job that I love that takes up a lot of time, as well as a side job that sometimes eats the free time I have left. So I have no fucking time for you. I have 2 adult children. Even if I could have more kids, I don't want to. So forget about that shit. And that's also more time that's being sucked away. I'm looking for someone who has their own home and who makes around what I make, which I'm a assuming she's a white woman in her 50s, so I'm assuming it's a lot. Looking for a long-term relationship. Why? And I don't know, but not marriage and not living together. So just boning, I guess. And you gotta be over 5'10", and it's got to be a little bit above average in height. And she's looking for her forever person. And this is important. So I'm trying to choose well this time, which means for the previous years of her life, between say like 20 to 40, when she might have been a pleasant person to date, she made terrible decisions. And that's how she ended up in this situation, single in her 50s with 2 adult children. Right? That's how she got here. She's making poor choices. She wants to choose right this time. And surprisingly, dating apps are not going super well for this woman. And so, but here's what's so crazy about this. This isn't, you don't even swipe. You have to submit an application for the privilege of dating this woman. And she thinks that is in no way unreasonable or delusional. She thinks this is a great idea.
Yeah, I would say overall, again, granted, part of dating is kind of job application. And it looks like that website has taken it to a whole nother level of apply for a date. Now, also applying for a date and actually filling out a resume for a date, I don't know. It kind of gets into the whole point of high class, ladies of the night type energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if you get in there further, it's going to start being, what's your average? What do you think is acceptable for an average date? $200, $300? No, we're not doing this.
No, well, that's the thing. I had a friend of mine recently who was had not been on a date in like 10 years because he'd been married, and he was getting back out there, and he has just no idea what it's like. He doesn't know how cold the streets are now, because when he was dating, you had at least a chance of running into a woman who was somewhat nice to you, and now it's the streets are cold, man. So he was trying to figure out whether or not how nuts he should go on the first date. And I'm like, man, nowadays just do like coffee date, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours tops, maybe create an opportunity to go on a walk after, but only do something where you can really get to know the person. Because here's the thing, people who are shallow and who just want to be spoiled, and who are the kind of people who you can't form a good relationship with, they're not interested in going on coffee dates. The only person who's going to go on a coffee date with you is somebody who likes your personality and wants to get to know you a little better. So that sets you up for success right there. You should not invest in a person until after you're sure they're invested in you. And unfortunately, because we live in this dating market now where people are treating people as disposable, they just want to use you. And that's reality. And that's not everybody, but it's such a low trust environment. There's so many people who are doing that you have to screen them and you have to vet. And you don't meet people through family and friends now. Like if you meet somebody and you know their family already, or your friends introduce you to somebody, then you have an obligation to not be a dick, because there's going to be like social consequences to you if you do. Like, okay, like if you introduced me to your homegirl and you're like, Theo, I met this girl, she's great, you should go out with her, and then I dog her out, then I got to deal with you. I had to deal with, you're going to have something to say. It's like, hey, that was ungentlemanly. What's going on, buddy? That's not good. You have to apologize to this woman. But if it's just a bunch of strangers on an app, it's like an Amazon package. I can just return it and get a new one. And I can just stop talking to that person and not think about them again. And that creates this low trust environment. And people get so fed up that they're like, okay, well, from the girl's perspective, they're like, all right, well, if I'm going to get cheated on no matter what, I might as well be crying in a Bentley versus crying in a Honda Civic. And I kind of get like, if I'm going to get cheated on, I might as well get cheated on by a tall guy. And it's like, I kind of get where they're coming from, from that, from that perspective. But it's like, but that problem is the guys that would not cheat on them are not the guys that they're going out with, right? Because those guys aren't exciting. That's tough. That's a tough one. You got to make better choices. Got to make better
You got
choices.
someone. You got someone backstage.
Oh, really? Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is there a very special guest?
Well,
Hold on.
he's special. I mean,
Yes,
Hey,
special is correct.
there he is. There he is. Darnell Quigley's joining the show.
What's up,
Friend of the
guys?
show. Thanks, man. Hey, did you get your internet fixed?
Yes, actually, they had to update the software through the stuff, so it's done. It's good.
Excellent. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I was just listening y'all talk about this woman in her job application.
Yeah.
no. It's
Because,
not her job application. It's application for you to get the job to do her.
Yeah. If you
Oh,
want,
okay.
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. If you want to date her, then you got to meet her standards. If you want this like 54-year-old, woman with no time, energy, or
And what's funny is if you give any, like, even one of these things you want, you're an asshole.
yeah, right. That's so crazy. That's what we're saying is like every single thing on here is something she wants or she's looking for. There's no mention of anything that she's offering. Or like why it would be appealing to date her. She just has no concept of why anyone would be interested. And I kind of that's the problem.
Well, I just have the right plumbing, and you're turned on by this certain plumbing. So obviously, you should be just falling over yourself to come and date me.
Yeah, and the thing is, she's way past the point where plumbing alone was enough to get the job done. Like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something else going on.
I mean, I know you say what you say about the adult stuff, but like that's almost like an acceptable substitute now, man. You don't have to deal with any of this insanity.
Yes,
Yes.
I don't think, and I don't think women understand that when they're doing this, how many good men are checking out. I don't think, and they have a hard time recognizing good men because it's like, what are you good for? And it's like some guy.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, because in dating apps favor the guys that stand out right away, guys who are good looking, who are flashy, who are tall, who have a nice car, nice watch, whatever. That's what shows up on a dating app. There are some guys where it takes a while for you to understand how valuable they are. Like, okay, like when you're okay, so this is the way to think about it. There's there's something like a Corvette. It's immediately obvious why it's cool to have one. But then over time, when you got to pay the insurance, you got to pay the maintenance, you got to deal with the fuel costs, you can't drive it in the wintertime, and people try to steal your car. All of a sudden, you're like, oh man, this is not what I thought it was. But then you get something like a Honda Accord. It's like it's not flashy, you can't rev it at the stoplight, but pretty soon you go 6-8 months a year, and you haven't been to the mechanic one time. You maybe change the oil a little bit, but the maintenance costs are super low. The fuel costs are super low. It's comfortable. It's nice. It gets the job done. You can drive really far. It's like, wow, the value becomes apparent over time versus the value that's obvious and flashy right away, but you end up paying for it later. And I think dating is a lot like that with the apps. We're looking for the flashy thing that's going to be obviously going to impress other people. We're not thinking about the cost. Because a lot of times, if you're dating a guy that everybody wants, the problem with that is that everybody wants that guy, and that's the guy that's way more likely to cheat on you.
So would a good title to my dating profile would be, "Ladies, I can help you snake your drain."
That's right.
If a quality woman would see that and think this guy's funny, let me talk to him.
Yeah. What's crazy is this is the other thing too. I know a lot of quality women, so I'm not completely black-pilled on women, but all the quality women that I know for the most part are in relationships already. It's like the ones that are single. Here's the thing. If you're single past a certain point, it is definitely your fault. I'm including myself in that. I'm past the point where I'm the reason I'm single. It is your fucking fault. You're doing something. especially if you're a girl. Because if you're a hot girl, you got no reason to not have a man. You could have a man if you want one. The fact that you don't means that you're the problem. So all the people, like the people who are single right now, are all trying to. Everybody who's good at relationships is already in relationships. They're doing it, you know. But if you're bad at the single people are the ones who are bad at relationships, and we're just all trying to like just be bad at relationships together. And it's like you're bad at relationships, and you're bad at relationships, and we're like, okay, well,
yeah, but it's also the attitude out there. And not to classify this and put this all women in this category, but women, there's many of these things that are in the manosphere and stuff like that of women coming on there where women believe that they're perfect the way they are. There's no need to change. Men need to accept them for exactly who they are at this moment in time, and there's nothing to change. The one that needs to change and conform is the man to her.
Right.
Yeah. That's the problem. No. It's a give and take both ways. Exactly.
Yeah. Both sides got to give. And yeah. Like,
and that's why the men are going after.
No, go on.
That's why men are going after these women because they still have this delusional thought of, I can fix her.
Yes. Yes. So I lucked out. I was on the dating apps in 2016 to 2018. And
so at the beginning of the toxicity that's occurred in it.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare, dude. I would get like nothing for months, and like I looked at my profile and looking at the dude's profile, I'm like, I can't fucking touch these dudes. I got a couple kids. I'm slightly overweight. I'm not like a super attractive. I'm funny, but you got to get to know me. And then my wife, we connected on. That's how I met her, through Tinder. We connected, and a couple days of talking, she's like, I'm gonna let you know I'm still talking to you because you're actually typing properly. You're using punctuation and grammar. You're making me laugh. These are the guys that typing KEWL and like L, like they're like typing like fucking idiots. And she's like, they're asking the dumbest questions, and like you're making me laugh. And like, so it's crazy. She in her profile she puts she likes like true crime dramas, I think it was, or so much like she was watching serial killer stuff. So at the time I was a cop, so I was like, my first message was, hey, how do you feel about someone who catches serial killers? And that was like an amazing icebreaker. It made her laugh. It made her nervous at first because she's like, hey, well, he's coming out of the gate with this. And then I was able to explain. But like, I lucked out, man. She's fucking awesome. She's a fucking awesome person. We compliment each other well. And I just lucked out.
You want to know what? I mean, that in itself kind of answers the question that we were talking about earlier with, let me pull it back up for him to pull back up on screen.
Hold on.
Talking about women and serial killers and stuff like that and their attraction. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
They're all about this man. That's the exact reason why. Because even while men will go when they see a woman that they know they can't fix or that needs to be fixed. They're like, I can fix her. I'll get her fixed. Women are doing the same thing. It's just the ones that they're choosing that they think they can fix are murderers.
No, well, the difference is like we'll see a crazy girl and we'll be like, I bet she'd be less crazy if she hung out with me. I don't think the women want them to stop murdering. They just don't want to be murdered. Like I think they're okay if he keeps on murdering. That's
baby. I got my own list. I got my own list for you to go after.
That's that's going back to like a primal instinct. He can murder. He will protect me. He'll go that far to protect me. It's a primal instinct. But these same women who are going nuts for this dude were calling for Kyle Rittenhouse's head on a fucking bike because he did the same thing.
You know why? Because he's dumping.
Well, but then the thing is, there's a major difference. This guy shot a man in the back that was not threatening him, was not chasing after him.
Right.
That just happened to be a head of a healthcare organization.
It's all about this.
Oh yeah.
For them, it's all about this.
Yeah, it's
compared
like,
to two guys. Exactly.
Well, I know that's not a career path that I'm going to choose because women are not going to be coming after this.
right?
Well, okay. This is actually important though, because I think Darnell said, I want to zoom in on that for a second because that's really smart. It's like what Darnell said is like, look, I'm not the best looking guy, but I'm funny and I'm fun to be around, and you're dependable. You have all these other qualities that don't. You got those like Honda Civic qualities we were just talking about in the previous metaphor. And it's like, and it used to be when we were meeting women in person or meeting women through family or meeting through friends or whatever, then you have an opportunity to showcase that, but that stuff doesn't show up on a dating app. So women can only go by what they're seeing on the app, and the app only shows them the shallowest stuff, and that stuff does not lead to a successful long-term relationship. Like there's no correlation at all, between how tall the guy is and how well that relationship's going to go. There's none. So like versus when you're but like if you're dependable, if you're funny, like that's the kind of stuff. Okay, look, when life is not going well and the roof is leaking and the kids are crying and the dog is dead, you want a funny guy. And you want a funny, dependable guy. You don't necessarily want a tall guy because that tall guy is gonna, walk his way out the door and find somebody who's less trouble. You want a guy who's dependable and funny because that's how you get through difficult stuff.
Spoken like a real short guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I can
true.
smell my own.
I'm kind of telling on myself here. But that's real, man. That's real.
Yeah,
that's real. And those qualities take time to show. And you can showcase that if you meet somebody in person. Stuff like how much charisma do you have? How much conversational chemistry do you have? You funny? Are you interesting? Can you tell a good story? Do you smell nice? All that stuff is nixed on a dating app. You don't have anything. You just have whatever you can do to garner as much short-term attention as quickly as possible. That's all you've got.
Yeah. And look, I like the dating apps for like you said, a short-term thing. It's good to meet people. If you're open to meeting people, not just like it's got to be these 17 things, and if it's not, he can't touch this. It's good to meet people. I went on trips, like work trips. And I would, log in my new location. And I actually met some cool people. And I met some dude friends through these like chicks who I met on the dating apps. And we met, and when we met up, like me and the chicks, it wasn't like in any kind of way relationship wise. It was like, hey, you were a funny dude. You should meet my friends. We would all get along. And we freaking I still talk to some of these dudes.
Yeah.
It's good to like meet. Once you meet, you realize, okay, look, I do want to get to this person. Get off and go meet them.
Okay, but and there's something else going on here. I have this theory. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know 100% that this is true, but I think it's right. A lot of these women who are the most loud online and in their dating profiles about, I will not accept this, that you got to be this, got to be this, got to be this, got to be this. If you actually look at the men they sleep with, it's not those guys. And my theory is that the women who are the loudest and most abrasive and most aggressive online are actually pushovers in their actual dating life. When there's actually a man right in front of them, they're like, oh, okay. And then they act like a pushover. Then they get used. And then they're mad about it. And that's when they go online. And then that's what we see. And it's like, hey, what the fuck did I do, lady? I'm not part of this, but they're mad at the guy who left already. They're not mad at you, but he's not here. He's gone. So they can't do anything to him. So they'll do it to you. They'll do it to the next guy, or they'll post about it online. But in real life, they're not actually doing that.
Right. And everyone's 7 feet tall behind the computer screen.
Right. That's the other thing too, is nobody who's like cool or well-adjusted or happy with their life is posting stuff like this online or is talking shit like this online. Nobody cool or interesting is doing that. And so I don't know. It just bums me out, man, because I think I understand I understand these girls need to vent. It's one thing if you're, I don't know, I think if you're venting to your homegirls, that's different, or you're like dumping it in your diary. But because so many women are doing it publicly, it just makes it such a bummer. If you're a single guy and you're just trying to do right in this world and you're just trying to put yourself out there, you get so much. You just see just like a fire hose of hostility directed at your face that it's like, fuck, why am I even doing this? And you know, we saw that it was the video we showed earlier of the woman who's like, I use dating apps so I can find men to do household chores for me. And it's like, all right. Yeah, just
At
fucking
least she's honest about it.
yeah. Said yeah, she's honest to us. She's not honest to the dude she invited over, but she's telling us about it. And it's like the message that
True.
we get from that is, okay, good. I won't help women then. Then women are bad. Like, why won't anyone help us? Why won't anyone help us?
I need to read more books. That's what it is.
Yes.
There's a
out
lot
now,
of
you
good,
just saw
good
that.
there's a lot of good books out there that maybe will help in my situation. I don't know.
Oh.
I think if you can find a bookstore, speaking of books, if you can find a bookstore, that's starting to come back. Go and read a book in a coffee shop in a bookstore and, running into somebody there. That's I find people have been
Well,
talking.
I constantly go to
starting to come
Starbucks
back.
with my laptop and start working on my screenplay,
Well,
and it just doesn't
well,
seem to
here's
work.
the two problems. Here's the two problems. One, Starbucks. Two, you're in Washington.
Okay. No, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. So there is near where I live, there is a bookstore that specializes in these romance books. And by the way, you guys, I've talked about this before. The romance books women are reading now are not, it's not like sighing and heavy petting. It's they're getting fucking train ran on them by elves. They're getting fucking Eiffel Towered between two orcs. Like
Yeah.
they're getting, spit roasted. Like it's gross. It's gross. They're just getting like, they're just like swallowing wizard jizz. It's gross. It's like not, it's not normal, healthy, well-adjusted sexual fantasies. The sexual fantasies of deranged, sexually repressed femcells who can't get laid off dating apps. That's what's in these books, right? But anyway, there's this bookstore.
Yeah, men just play video games though.
Yeah,
That's it.
Well, listen, there's a bookstore that specializes in these healthy sex books, right? So I was thinking of going and doing some writing there and trying to pick up one of these pervert girls. What do you guys think? You think that could work? Because they're like fucking just vibrating with the horniness. I feel like you can't miss there.
If you want a short-term thing, sure.
No.
You may find a diamond in the rough, but I mean,
yeah, it's
all
kind of like
pretty
trying to
good
pick
to
up
give you
guys
good
at
material
Pornhub.
for
I can fix her.
Did I freeze again?
I'll also help snake her plan. I will also help snake her drains.
Emerald out here trying to snake her.
Hey, did I freeze again, or did you hear what I was saying?
No.
You were kind of wavy a little bit, but we
I
heard.
froze again, or did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't hear it.
I'm gonna have to get in these people again. So I'm saying you can find like a short-term thing there. You may find a diamond in the rough and find an actual, like person of substance. But I mean, if you're just looking, and you could also go there and get some more material for your stage show.
Yeah, no, that's
In
true.
a place like that.
That's true. I also, I don't know. I guess that is kind of like trying to like find a dude at a porn shop, But it's like I think we think it's better because it's like at least they're reading, but it's not. It's not. It's so.
Is it though?
It's not better. It's not. And what's crazy is women get so defensive. I brought this up. I'm kind of developing a joke about this right now. And it's great because every time I talk about it, the women are all like laughing and like mortified and embarrassed that I know. And the men are like, what are you talking about? They're silent because they have no idea. They haven't heard about this. And so it's just for women. And I'm just like shaming them for being perverts. And they get so defensive. They're like, nuh-uh. It's totally different. It's totally different than porn. I'm like, is it? It doesn't seem that different to me. It does, but also like, I don't know where else you're supposed to go, man. I only leave my house really to do comedy. And so so it's like I don't know where else to go. Cause it's like, I don't want to meet a woman at a bar. There's not enough women at church, and I want to just like go to the library, troll for, I guess Target, the ratios are really, really favorable, especially during holiday shopping season. Dude, there were a ton of chicks in there, but they're all like frantic and stressed out. They're in there like, cattle ready for the
I
slaughter.
think it's regional.
terrible.
It's got to
Yeah.
be regional because, like, when I went to Target last week, I had to
Yeah.
kill some time before I had to go to therapy, or physical therapy. And when I walked in, it was like 90% like the yoga pants, because it was hot here. Yoga pants, like some like very revealing shirt, like a huge, massive, like 85 carat ring, and they just seemed irritated that they had to be even near dudes. And I'm like, I'm just coming here to get some fucking chocolate. Look for another T-shirt because I'm sweating my ass off, and I want to get out of there. But like, it was like a fucking minefield. If I looked in a certain direction, like, ooh, that item looks interesting. You looked at one of them, and they were like, gave you the stare of like, how dare you be in the same,
Yeah.
air as me right now? It was just so annoying as fuck. But then I saw one. I saw one giving eyes like that to people, but then like some like 6'2" dude came around like the diapers. He was like walking back to like the clothes, and like when he came around, dude was like fucking chiseled cheeks, chin, all that shit. You can feel the humidity just like get to 300% in the store when she's looked at soft. It's like, geez, and woman, you have a freaking ring and 2 kids with you.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No. Every woman is
I
single
found the
depending on
best-
who's asking.
Yeah, I found the best time for picking up women while shopping is actually Black Friday. And that's usually because you grab all the items that they want and then they come running.
And then you select which one you're gonna hand. Oh, here. Oh, nope. I'm not into her.
No. Then I use a application process of who actually gets the products.
See, everyone's out here dating using the barter system. That's smart.
Damn right.
That's an advancement. That's an advancement.
He's
I
playing
did-
4D chess right now.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I will concede this. Like, I will say, we're talking. I will say almost every interaction that I end up having with women goes well, and I know that's not the experience most men have. Like, typically when I talk to a woman, she's happy that I'm there and she wants me to stay. That's not the experience most men have. I understand that. But also, even with that, like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What?
I sneezed. Sorry.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's funny.
I couldn't get to the mute quick enough and all of a sudden sneezed.
His reaction was just like,
Hey, guys, it's a live show. It's a live show.
I mean, you just saw that, ladies. I mean, don't you want a date?
he's very available.
Oh man, it's a live show, man. That's what happens.
Yeah, I'm usually faster on the mute to take care of that, but I mean, I couldn't get it. And I'm rushing. My mouse is moving to the mute and sneeze. Damn it!
That's why I like my mic has a mute button on it. I can just like reach up and hit it.
Right. That's so much better. Getting the
Yeah.
mic with the mute button is better.
Well, mine does as well, and I can turn it off, and I'm cutting out and in. So it does work, but the thing is then I got to put my hand over here as well onto this. Oh shit! Oh. And I'm back.
Oh.
Have you ever had the phenomenon of getting like a headache and then getting sneezing fits?
No,
Because that's
Or
what's
vice
happening right
versa.
now.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, again, sneezing that leads to headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have the headache, and now all of a sudden now I'm sneezing a lot.
what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I don't-
You'll experience this when you get older.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Hey, we are images
old.
of what is to come
We're old.
for you.
I'm not, guys. I'm not enjoying this. I'll be honest with you. This part,
This is your future. This is your future.
And
Oh,
all I
Lord.
can say is, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You-
Lord. That's not.
You see,
oh,
married and single, we're still the same type of person. So this is
Out
your
here
future,
getting
bud.
injured by sneezes. That's tough.
Oh no, what's worse is when you throw your back out from sneezing.
Wait till you,
No.
I was about to say, wait till you sneeze again. You have to go lay down for the whole day and you can't move.
Yep.
Oh, wait,
Even time,
even better.
I mean, this
literally
was
bent-
like this is like 3 years
I
ago or
literally
something like
bent
that. And I
over
had a I was
Go on.
filling up my tire in because I was having problems keeping pressure in one of my tires.
Yeah.
I'm heading out to the lake to hang out with some friends, and I pull out my little air compressor to get more air in my tires, and then all of a sudden I reach in to plug it in, and I collapsed down to my knees because I strained my back trying to reach to plug it in.
No.
I'll do you one better.
No.
I'll do you one better. I literally saw a sock on the floor, figured, hey, I need to put this in a washer. Bent over to pick the sock up, was stuck like that for an hour till someone got home and could and look. I was within like inches of my bed, literally an hour, frozen, bent over till someone could come in and just like slowly push me onto the bed and position me to lay down on my back on the pillow.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
This is your future,
You want to
bro.
know what? I know what I'm getting Darnell for Christmas next year. Help! I'm falling and I can't get up.
I've been wanting one my whole life. Life alert.
No good. No good. This cannot be. No. God damn.
Hey, you know the old saying,
Oh,
you're
Christ.
only as old as how you truly feel.
I'm 95 years old.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm like 60s.
God damn. Can we give some hope to the viewing audience? We got the young man,
No.
Vaughn Coleman, famous celebrity and comic book author in the chat.
That's right. He's in the fucking Jay and Silent Bob's secret stash shop, man.
Yeah, very famous guy. Happy to have you, sir. Can we give some hope to the young men out there, please? This is just like despair.
No.
Okay,
we were
okay,
just
no. I'll give hope. Darnell, go, and then I'll give some hope.
We were just talking about how women are not honest with their dating shit. We're going to be
Yeah.
honest. We're not going to fucking lie and hide
Yeah.
your future.
No, that's
There is hope. It does come to an end eventually, and it's called death.
fair. Great. Oh Lord, that's the thing, dude. That's why I don't want to be fucking single anymore. Listen, I had a good run, but I'm already like my friends are starting to have kids. I'm doing a lot more uncle shit, and I'm doing less single guy shit. And it's like I don't want to be so my buddy's daughter is kind of my niece. I've known her since she was very young, and she has another uncle, and he's like in his 70s, and he keeps bringing down around. He's still trying to date. He's bringing around different women all the time. And here's the thing: the older you get, the weirder the single women are. Like, if you're single, never had kids at 70, you're a fucking lunatic. And so this woman now, he recently, within the last like year or two, has decided that he's a trans lesbian who's dating women, but he's not having any surgery or any hormones or anything. But he's
So-
a trans
He's playing
lesbian.
it smart.
So he is a heterosexual male in a dress.
No, he's a trans lesbian. You're being Emerald. It's like the beginning of the show. You're being transphobic again. He's a trans lesbian. Not listening. And
That just
this-
seems like a lot of steps for normal.
yeah. Just
but-
that's my thing. It's like if you just want to wear a dress, just fucking wear a dress.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
nothing
Why does
wrong
it
if
have
you
to
want
be
to
a
wear a dress. I mean,
All
look,
you described is heterosexuality with extra steps.
Yeah, like
yeah.
if you want to wear a dress, it's fine. Like I have a ponytail. I don't need civil rights protections because of it. I just have a ponytail.
I mean, I drive a Subaru. Should I get special dispensation as well? Because yes, I drive a Subaru and I am identifying lesbian. So, I mean,
It's just
where's my protected status? Where is my checkbox? I am very offended that I don't have a specific checkbox for me.
Wait, you are protected status. You're over 40.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Jesus.
Yeah, at
Christ.
least I have that going for me.
Can you guys make me less depressed for the rest of the show?
Good.
Just talk about something. Just talk about something happy. Just I can't do this anymore.
Okay. So here actually is a good thing. This is a fun thing about getting older, and you'll enjoy it. Is that you're afraid to fart because you don't know if there's going to be a squirt.
What? You
Oh wait, no, sorry, that was the wrong way. We went the wrong way on that one. Sorry.
No, that was completely the opposite of what I wanted.
Wait, no, hold on. In time, that will be funny to you. You will see that as funny. So it is a positive to us. When it's happening, you're like, oh, this is gonna happen this time.
Oh no, it's so much fun. It's like flip of the coin. It's all of this thing. It's like, do I chance it? I'm out in public. Do I chance it now? And then but the downfall if you have that bad decision.
Dude.
Hey,
Oh my
I did
God.
it, and it was so bad. I had to like kind of like waddle to the bathroom at a food court in the Houston Galleria Mall. I had to get in touch with a buddy. I had to send some stranger, because this is before cell phones, to send a stranger to the table where my buddies were at. I wanted them to come over. I slipped in my debit card, go buy me some shorts and boxers anywhere in the fucking mall, because mine are in the garbage right now. Because I did that, took a chance, and it went badly.
Good Lord.
But hey,
I like
it's 20-something years, and it's still a funny story.
What's crazy though is that you threw away the shorts before you had new shorts. Right? That's crazy.
Dude.
Because you can't walk out of the mall bare ass. You can walk out
It
of
was
the mall
that
with a
bad.
shit stain. It was that bad.
No,
I've
it
never
was
been
not
that
a stain.
bad, but
They were coated in liquid shit.
No, not
Yes.
coated.
Thankfully, I was able to get there before it leaked down to my socks and shoes.
Oh Lord.
I had to take a bath in the freaking bathroom, dude.
okay, I feel a little bit better because I've never ran into that situation. Hey, Theo, it worked. Thank you. That helped me.
Oh,
I don't know about you, but that helped me.
Wait, you want to make you feel better? You're not us.
that's oh Lord.
Yet.
Yeah. That's
You got a
the
ways to
thing.
go,
It's like-
bud.
That's the thing. I'm always like, oh, that's never going to be me. But so many things that I said were never going to be me totally ended up happening to me. So I'm like, not. Oh, I'm not saying that
It's
shit anymore.
the
I'm not
joy of
telling
being
you
young.
universe. No,
The joy of being young. That's not going to be me. And it turns
Yeah,
out
because
exactly
40
that.
is the new 60.
Yeah.
Oh no! I said that wrong, isn't it? It's like 40 is the new 30? Yeah, I don't believe that, and I don't buy that one bit.
No,
No.
30 is definitely not the new 20. That is not the case. Oh my God. Dude, you know what pisses me off? I'm finally at a point in my life where I can date girls in their 20s like super easily. And it's like not interesting at all. I hate it. They're just like not, I'm just like not interested anymore. It's like that's the thing. Once you understand what women are, the shine kind of wears off. And you're just
Well,
like,
and-
oh, you're
My rule for dating is half my age plus 6.
right.
That's the
Okay.
lowest I'll go.
My rule for dating is she says yes. That's
Well, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, you're still young. You can get away with that.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
I can't be like, hey, hot 21-year-old. Hey, you wanna party?
dude.
You want to date?
Yeah.
No. In my opinion, that's inappropriate because that's 20. And so take my age, cut it in half, and then add 6. Yeah, you're out of my age range. You're too young. Sorry.
No.
Even though you're fucking hot, I just don't do it.
Here's the thing. It's like once you know that like women, I used to think women were like magical fairy creatures, and now I look at a woman and it's like, oh, you're just a horny monkey like me. That's all. You're just a horny, hungry monkey, and you're not like a magical
They
fairy
just have better
creature,
options.
you know? Yeah, you're just it's like
Well, unfortunately,
be more
you're
picky.
seeing this too many times on TikTok, and you see it in YouTube videos. That unfortunately, the current generation, and this is why I feel bad for like Nate specifically because he's the
Yeah.
youngest of the group. Well, that and Arza, is
Yeah.
that we listen to the women that are in their generation, and what they're looking for is a 50-year-old man. because you're looking for certain metrics. It's like, yeah, you're not going to find that in your own generation, in the age group you actually should be dating.
No, the guys who do have that are their optionality is really high because they're so rare. So it's like, but the default assumption, if it's just a man and a woman who should be on equal footing, the default assumption is that the woman's kind of above him and he's got to prove that he's worthy of her time. And that's the default assumption in every interaction. You can feel it. Like I've said this before, I get yelled at by feminists pretty frequently. And you can feel it. It's like the energy of the interaction is always that I'm like an uppity peasant who mouthed off to royalty. Like that's how they talk to me. It's just because, and it's not even like that I said anything bad. It's because I didn't apologize for existing, or because I did some stand-up comedy that they didn't particularly enjoy, or they felt like wasn't to their taste. And it's like, that's okay. You can not like, my comedy, but you should not be fucking rude about it. Like,
Right.
I'm a human being just like you. Like we can interact, and it's honestly, it's so it's demoralizing. And I've deleted dating apps, so I don't use dating apps at all. I don't use internet. I still, I'm still accepting Twitter DMs. So if anybody wants to, I'm still accepting them. Twitter, Instagram.
As a reminder to those out there, Theo is accepting pictures of the good in his DMs.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't use dating apps though, because it's not that I don't do well on like I get matches on dating apps, but the thing is, like, everyone you talk to on a dating app has an inbox full of other messages from other matches. And they're like, here's the thing, if you meet someone in real life, it feels like serendipity. If you meet someone on a dating app, it feels like you got an Amazon package. Like that person is just disposable because of how you met them. They're just another person who came out of the phone. If you're going to differentiate yourself, you got to figure out a way to do it in person. And I have the ability to talk to people in person. So I feel like I might as well leverage that. But one of the problems I've been running into is that happened to me recently. I met a girl at a show, and she basically turned me to, actually, I've had this happen several times when I've approached women and said, "Hey, do you want to get coffee or whatever?" The response has been, "No, you seem like an opportunity to get my feelings hurt." Basically, they look at me and they're like, "Oh, you've definitely got hoes, so I don't want to mess with you." And it's like, I could have hoes if I wanted to, but I choose not. I'm choosing to get to know you as a human, because that's what I want. I want to have a meaningful human connection. So that's why I'm approaching you this way.
I used to get that a lot on the dating apps. Like, "Oh, you look like you'd be, a player." And I'm like, okay, I got kids. I'm in my late 30s. I don't plan on it. And then I see and then end up befriending them, and it's always local. So I end up befriending them, whether it's on Facebook or I'd see them in the community, and they're with the guy who I know is banging 4 chicks behind their back. And it's like, oh, you just didn't want this. You wanted that attractive dude with the massive bank account. That's all it was. It wasn't. No, you didn't see that in me. I just wasn't what you wanted.
I would say that was great that you put the dating app in the realms of Amazon, because that's been my past experience within the dating apps, and that's why I've stopped using them. Because just like my Amazon account, I had $100 of gift card that got stolen from me in Amazon. My packages never arrive on time. So that's apt. Or they say they're in transit and they never show up. It's a perfect analogy of dating apps to Amazon. That was perfect.
Yeah, that's actually,
anyway.
That's exactly right. And that's the thing. It's like dealing with the women you meet on the apps. A lot of times they're
or counterfeit product. Product. That's it right there.
That's the thing. Between fucking girls that are a straight up catfish to girls that are flaky, they don't show up, they whatever. they're not it's incredibly hard to use those apps to have a genuine human connection. It's incredibly difficult. And so I, to some degree, I have better luck approaching people in person, but like a lot of times the women you approach in person, because that's so unusual to even have the skill set to make that happen, they assume that I have a roster, and I don't anymore.
Well, when I do go out trying to meet women, I dress up in a way that shows that I have money, because the profession drives big cash. And that's why I dress up as a plumber. Ass crack and all. I mean, plumbers make some serious cash. A lot of them are small business owners. Again, I mean, that is why I'm going to start putting on my profiles going forward. I will snake your drain.
Dude, you got to let me know how that goes for you. That's good. Yeah, that's tough, man. Yeah, I also I think women now they definitely want, it's like they want some kind of security, and not just like financial security, but also the emotional security of knowing the guy's going to stick around. And I think what a lot of women are in a position, because they've dated so many guys who bailed on them, they're kind of at the point where they're like, oh, I guess all men cheat. No man is sticking around. No man's going to offer me security. So I better go out there and make myself miserable, try to create my own security and be a strong, independent woman, which is mythological. I mean, nobody exists as an island in this world without help. And the people who do exist as an island without help aren't happy about it and aren't living like good, healthy, fulfilling lives. Like, you need other people. Like, men and women need each other, and we need to be forming relationships. And I think because we're in a situation where we never tell women that they should self-reflect, then they never say, oh, it's these guys always leaving me, not what am I doing that's attracting or choosing these guys that always leave. Because there are always guys who would commit to them, but they look at those guys as beneath them because they can hook up with the guys that are a little bit above them. They don't realize that these guys down here would actually stick around, right? But they're like not into them. They're like, ugh, that guy, ugh, the guy on my level, ugh.
And look, there's been many relationships I've been in where I was dumped because I was too boring or too safe.
Sure.
And I'll I haven't done it in a while, but like I'll grind them like, hey, let me look up her profile on Facebook or whatever, see what's going on. Divorced, 7 kids. Yeah. It's like, oh, 3 baby daddies. Oh, you're with a 4th one now. Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's one of the things. Is like a lot of women think that it's like exciting to date a comedian because they meet me at a show, and they don't understand that like 99% of my life is super fucking boring. I'm a really quiet dude who doesn't do a whole lot outside of comedy. Like, it's really hard to actually like get me on a night when I'm not doing something related to comedy. Like, I don't have free nights to go out. Every single evening I have is taken up. My weekends, I should be like booking something or traveling. And if I'm not, I need to be trying to. So it's like everything. So I can hang out with you like sometimes in the afternoon. But other than that, I'm like just doing shit all the time, and it's not exciting shit. So unless you're really excited about me doing comedy and you want to be a part of that, like I don't have, much outside. Like, I'm not going to be taking you on like hot air balloon rides and shit. Like, I don't have time. I got stuff to do. And I think so. So a problem I have is like women think it's going to be really exciting, and then they see the actual day-to-day drudgery, and it's like less exciting. And we've kind of, I don't know. Here's the thing. Okay, this is something I learned recently. So men, when they get married or they get into a relationship, they expect it to be really hard. And women, when they get into a relationship, they expect to be happy. And that's why women are always the ones leaving relationships, because men are like, oh, this is hard and it sucks. I'm totally cool with that. That makes sense to me. That's what I expected. But women are like, this is hard and it sucks. I'm not happy. I'm going to bail and try to find something better. I think part of it is just like not being honest about the fact that relationships are not like happy all the time. Like it's actually really hard and difficult and challenging. And if you want it to be good, you have to work at it. It doesn't just spontaneously become good. Like you got to take responsibility for your relationship and make it work. That's hard, you know. And I feel like a lot of women don't want to hear that.
One thing that I did learn is that you got to watch your phrasing and your words, because I put on there any ladies that want to get high, and they didn't like when we went hiking to the top of a mountain. I mean, did they not understand it? I was pretty clear. We were going to get high up in altitude. They just they got to read between the lines. I mean, they expect us to read between the lines. Can't they read between the lines?
Emerald, earlier in the show, you talked about how we need to bring back shaming. And I'm going to do that right now by shaming you for that pun. Shame on you for bringing that dad joke bullshit to the Touchcraft podcast.
Hey, I'm doing you're shaming me. I am doing the job of a good guest, elevating the host with bad jokes.
No.
I know people say you should never stop dating your spouse, and I always said no, fuck that. But I now I'm able to explain what I mean by that. I don't think you should still date your spouse in the sense that, oh, they may leave me because they find a better option.
Yeah.
Still dating your long-term or your spouse is a good thing. Still just trying to be the guy they met or the woman that they met. But you shouldn't date them with the intention of like, oh, I better take her on a date or she's going to find some other dude to take her on a date. You've been married for like 10 years. If you have to worry about that after being with someone that long, then that's not the right person.
No,
they don't want to. They're not what you want.
No, that's true. I think there's a difference between taking care of business at home because you're afraid your woman's going to leave, and taking care of business at home because you love them and that's what you want to do. I got one of my buddy's dads. He's probably in his 60s now. And he's got a house and property and a family and adult children. And now he's got grandchildren and he's still up and able-bodied. His life worked out pretty well. And so I listened really closely to what he's saying. And I was some pretty serious relationship drama at one point. And I went to him for advice. And he's like, look, man, this is what you got to do. I know a lot of guys on the internet now are talking about, oh, what happens if you get divorced, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But here's what you do. If you do your job, you take care of your family, the rest of life is going to take care of itself. Just take care of that. And even if something bad happens, it'll be okay. And I think there's some wisdom there, because you can't control what other people do, unfortunately. It just doesn't matter. No matter what the red pill people tell you, you can't. If a woman's going to cheat on you, she's going to cheat on you. If a woman's going to leave you, she's going to leave you. It just is what it is. Here's the thing. I've heard even professional athletes and stuff have said, like, good looking, successful, rich guys have said, your girl is single depending on who's asking. And that's just, it is what it is. Like, if that woman isn't committed to you, if she'd rather be with somebody else, she's going to leave. And that's just how it is. You can't do anything to control other people's behavior, but what you can do is control how you take care of business and how you, handle and you can
control who you actually stay with. You can find one that's not like that. You can find women that aren't like that.
Yes.
They're
there. Hey, Selena's in the chat. Hey, welcome, Selena.
So here's a pro streaming tip. I don't know if it's on if you can, if you go over to the chat area where it is,
and hold on,
if you scroll your mouse over, you can then select it.
Oh, whoa, oh!
And hey, I am here to assist, man.
That's great. I'm a big deal streamer now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. I have chats on the screen and everything. This is going well. I got to do something about this background though. This looks like I've been kidnapped. Looks like I'm being held hostage.
We'll get you hooked up with Nate, and he'll get you a whole bunch of button-down shirts.
It looks like you broke into someone's house and you're in there like their small dining room just streaming.
Yeah, it does. It's
So how
not-
is that
it's not
Airbnb?
Here's the problem. So listen. So in my other place, I used to stream in the living room, and then this place, so now I'm splitting a 3-bedroom duplex with a guy. He has a bedroom and a bathroom. I have a bedroom and a bathroom, and we have an entertainment. The third bedroom is an entertainment center with a big fucking TV and dope ass speakers, right? So it's pretty rad. It's a nice place, but there's not really a living room. There's a dining area, and because we're two single guys, there's no wall decorations. He has one Goodfellas poster, but it's like leaning against the wall. It's not even hung up. And it's in the dining. It's on the dining room. The dining room table, we don't eat there. We just throw shit there. There's a bunch of shit there that we just need. Like it's got like cans of chew and keys and cigarettes and shit. That's what's there. So it's like, and it's just a bunch of weed paraphernalia. Nothing, It's honestly, one of us needs to get a girlfriend so bad so that somebody can come in here and fucking do some interior decorating because this is disgusting. To be honest with you. It's like there's just dog food in the middle of the floor. We got no food storage. So we're just like, but we could have used the bedroom for storage, but then where would we put the giant TV and all the speakers? So
The living
it's
room.
yeah, dude, no, there's no living room. There's just like a dining room. That's it. That's all we got.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, get
So
rid of
it's
that.
like I don't know.
You don't eat in the dining room. Get rid of the table and make that the living room.
No, you need a
what?
place where you can play poker. What are you talking about?
That's a good point. Listen. Here's the thing. Selena just did me dirty in the chat. Look at this.
Wow.
Rude.
I support this. I support
See,
this.
this is what I'm talking about. This right here. This kind of negativity is why I deleted Tinder. Right there. This is.
I support this.
Jeez, it be your own people sometimes. Trying to bring
If you're actually in a safe place, blink your eyes 3 times.
You know what? Dude, this place is dope, but it's just like I gotta figure out the background situation. Here's the thing: the TV room would be a fucking sweet place to shoot a podcast, but I have to get like a camera crew and stuff in there, and I'd also have to do it, at a time when it was available, and I could cut down on the background noise and stuff.
Dude, this day and age, you don't need a camera crew, man. Get a good camera and a place to set it up, and just get on the screen. That's all you got to do.
Oh yeah, you do.
I mean,
Honestly,
I know with things like podcast, Joe Rogan, but like, that's millions of dollars into that shit.
Yeah.
If I could figure it out, get my camera set up in a certain spot, I'll fucking sit back here and do this shit and be look like a podcast. It's real easy. Get a green screen.
That's honestly, I need to do something about this background because this is just these closet doors are not it. I gotta do something about this.
I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, but Facebook Marketplace is a great place to. I found a brand new green screen, $150 green screen. I paid $10 for from a lady.
Nice.
She used it once.
I'm
didn't
thinking
like
about
it.
just going to a fabric store and picking up some green fabric.
I used PVC pipe and green fabric to make a green screen once.
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah, that would get the job done. 'Cause we gotta do something. We gotta do something, man, and we gotta get some girls on the show too. Because this is not it, dude. We're doing nothing for the viewer. This is an audio only podcast.
And I feel
For
you two
sure.
are missing out on like a dual, like we live near each other, like a dual show. Like
No, that's a good point.
Why are you trying to push us to date, man? You gotta knock
No,
that
I'm
stuff
telling
off.
you. I just see this. I see this opportunity. If I had a dude living next to me that I was streaming with, I'd be like, bro, let's go here and film shit. Let's do here, and it doesn't have to be like super like stressful. Just like let's go, just fucking do some stupid shit. There you go.
Yeah, there it is. No, I actually agree with that. I think we should probably do some in-person filming. It might be fun to do that just to experiment. Where is that from?
It's a background that I made for MSK because he always had his vacuum and the TV box in the background. So when I got a new
that's hilarious.
TV, I made sure to throw that up there and grab my vacuum and put it in the screen and
That's
took a
hilarious.
screenshot of it.
That's so great. Oh man. No, that's yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard out here. No, I like the new place. I'm glad I moved. I like the new place a lot, but it's like I've got to figure out a different. I got my lighting. My lighting I really like. I got a ring light for Christmas. So that's just like so the lighting situation is solid. But the background we gotta do something about it. I gotta look like
You want
I'm
to know what
somewhere
I got for
cool.
Christmas?
What?
Banger year at the Emerald House. Got a carton of cigarettes. The old man said, "Smoke up, Emerald."
Emerald, you're an adult. That might be a nice gift, actually.
Well, he's
It sounds like
referencing
you're
the
connecting
Breakfast
with your
Club.
father. No,
Yeah,
I know,
the
but
Breakfast-
like that's only
Okay.
bad if you're doing it to a teenager. If you're doing it to an adult, they might be connecting.
Not when I'm
That's-
trying to quit smoking. That's not exactly a helpful thing.
Dude, I love that. That's the thing. It's like I was like, me and my buddy have been trying to quit vaping together for years, but every time we're together and one or both of us are quitting and the other one wants to have a backslide, it just takes no suggestion to be like, yeah, I agree. Let's go to a gas station right now and get some vapes. That's fine. It's it's Boxing Day. What are we doing? Let's go. It's absolutely zero
I mean,
provocation.
do I really want to give up smoking? I mean, I just got a Zippo recently. I mean,
Just got a Zippo. And besides, nicotine is good for your brain. And that's the thing. People don't. It makes you think faster. I'm telling you, this is not like seriously. There's nothing better when I'm reviewing a comedy set to just like have a vape, just like a minty fresh vape going down the back of my throat and just blowing it out. That's all I want to think about. It's like,
well, it's all in the delivery of the nicotine.
yes, it's like right. Cigarettes are filthy. But the
Right.
flavored vapes are just it's heavenly. It's nothing better. There's nothing better. I would rather have if you gave me a vape or a blowjob, I would rather have the vape. I'll be honest with you. Like at this
That's
point
a
in my life,
problem.
I'd
That sounds
rather
like a
have, I
problem.
love it. No,
That's
don't know.
That's
Here's the thing.
addiction. That's addiction.
It's not.
Hey, it's just like the energy drinks. You can
yesterday.
stop at any
No.
time.
No, that's right. That's right. Everyone gets it. I can quit vaping and energy drinks anytime I want. Look how fucking zen and calm I am. And my body is just filled with stimulants. My bloodstream is like 40% caffeine and nicotine right now. And I'm behaving like a totally normal person. I think that's a sign that I've reached a functional level with it. It's just integral to. I don't know if my heart would continue beating if I didn't continue doing these things.
Hey,
I'll
I
be
know what
honest.
society needs functional addicts. I mean, that's the only way we actually
Yes.
run. And
Yes, you can't do it. I can't imagine. I have to honestly. I know I probably should dial it back, but like the process of my body chemistry resetting, like if I had to just get up and go to sleep at normal times without any caffeine, I'm not looking forward to that reset process. Like that's going to be unpleasant. And honestly, when I quit nicotine, I'm so irritable, and that makes it like I'm so hard on other people. That doesn't seem fair to you guys. So I need to keep vaping for you. Because otherwise I'll be rude.
yeah, I know. I agree. I
Thank
don't
you.
vape for myself. I vape for other people.
Yes.
I am more tolerable for
Yes.
other people.
See, Emerald gets
Look,
it.
Hot take. I would rather have you have y'all whatever and just raw than that.
So you heard
I
it.
don't know.
Darnell wants to take us both raw.
Raw.
That's
Yeah.
what I
I'd
heard.
rather raw, unbridled, just like
I feel. Boy, someone wants to snake some drains.
Oh man. All right, folks. Well, I tell you what, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. let's start with you. Let's start with you, Darnell. Where can we find you and all the cool things that you're doing on the internet?
I will tonight be at the MSK show. Then after that, an hour after that starts, so it would be on
Third, it'd be Third Ralify.
No, I know Third Railify. I don't know the name of the show. But it's on his channel. We'll be there tonight. Emerald will be there.
Saturday night off the rails, Infinity War.
Yeah, no, it's not Infinity War.
In Fin Nerdy War.
There you go. Yeah,
Nerd is in there.
I could remember how it's pronounced. I'll be there, and tomorrow I'll be with the always awesome Moxie Dame and the whole crew to do the table read for the episode Cupid from Star Trek: The Next Generation, where Q sends the Enterprise crew to a Sherwood forest.
Nice. All right, Emerald, where can I find you?
Usually at home, chilling out, relaxing. So we got the
there he is.
insert title here show Friday nights at 9:30 PST, which you have here Darnell, my co-host and senior on the street panelist, Theo. This tonight at 7 p.m. PST is off the rail. Saturday night off the rails on Third Railify. So check that out.
All right. And I, of course, am your. Hold on, let me do this. There we go. I'm learning. See, I'm learning.
See,
learning how to do
every
things.
stream you get slightly better, and it improves every single one.
Yeah. So listen, I'm Theo Snodgrass. I've been your host. I host the Touchgrass podcast, Theo Snodgrass, right here on this YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do it more than just Saturday mornings. We're going to try to do some more days. We're going to see how that goes going forward. I'd like to do 3-4 episodes a week if I could swing it. I'm also going to be doing a crowd work show on January 30th. And I know what you're thinking. I can't get out to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to see that show live. Well, that's okay. I'm going to be streaming it live on the internet. Yeah, I'm also going to be doing Full Metal Nate's D&D stream every other Saturday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a week from today. And I'm going to be doing a lot of other fun stuff too. So if you want to keep track of that, go ahead and make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. That's how you can keep track of everything I'm doing. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. Give me a second.
Yeah, you got to bring us back.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that. It just give me 1 second. It's happening. Wait, just hold on. Okay. All right, everybody's back. We did it, gang. We did it. Oh, hey, MSK's in the chat. What's up, man?
Hey,
how you doing? Hey, pleasure to be here. We're actually just about to close out the show, but thank you for showing up right at the end. Hell yeah!
It's funny, Emerald. As we're talking about the show, I get the message from Sean that with the link.
Yep, same, we had the link to the show. Got that as well at the same time.
All right,
he was watching.
Hey. All right, folks.
He's watching.
I'm gonna close out the stream, and next week I'll have a cool sign off and some outro music. All right, hard out.